Ladies and gentlemen, Magnus Carlsen, world champion from 2013 after defeating Vishy Anand until 2023, believed by many to be the greatest player of all time. In this video, I'm going to be showing you 4 games played by Magnus. Not all of them are very recent. Most of them are around 2017 or so, but all of them are unique in their own ways. And make sure to stick around to the end because I'm showing you a very special game that many of you have seen before. I'm not going to give it away here, but you'll want to see it, believe me. Game number 1, let's get into it right now. We got Magnus playing with white pieces against Boris Galfon. This is the World Championship candidates in 2013. So this would be the candidates that he would eventually win, and then go on to challenge Vishy Anand and then secure the title. This is round number 4, I believe. Here we go. We have e4, c5, knight f3, knight c6. Again, this video is not going to be just wins by Magnus or losses by Magnus. I'm going to be giving both. Knight to c6, bishop to b5. So this is the I believe this is the, I forget. Anyway, doesn't matter. e6, castles. Now knight ge7 and rook to e1. After a6, we have bishop back to f1 and d5, and e takes, knight takes, and d4. I'm assuming all this has been played before because I've never played this, but I mean, yeah, I've never played it, but whatever. I haven't played a lot of things. Knight to f6, and after bishop to e3, c takes, knight takes, bishop d7. We have c4, and after knight takes, bishop to c6. We have some attacks on the white bishop. Now we have knight to c3, just developing the pieces. Bishop to e7, a3. Just disallowing black from putting any piece on the b4 square. Or in the future, maybe going b4 themselves. Now a5, disallowing b4, obviously. Queen to d3. Now castles by black. And rook a d1, queen to c7. Magnus goes bishop to e5. Queen to b6, queen to g3. And we got some ideas here. Possible attacks with the bishop, the knight, the rook. Yeah. After rook to d8, we have a trade of rooks. Takes with the queen. Now we have rook to d1. We go back. Now I have rook to d3. You notice Magnus gives away the pawn, but you don't really want to take that. So we have queen to c2 instead, and b4. A takes, a takes. Now this. Okay. Now we have this. So it looked almost like someone was going to win a piece, but nope, because everybody got pieces back. Now we have queen to a5. And the point, obviously, is you cannot take the queen because there would be a back rank checkmate. So you can't really do that. I don't think Boris Galfon would fall for that. I don't know. He didn't. He went rook to f8, queen to b6, and I don't know why Magnus thought he would fall for that. Also, you could do it this way. You could, let me see. This would be kind of dumb, but here, and then they could fall for it the same way. So here, yeah, that would just be dumb. Yeah, nobody would do that. Queen to a5, rook to f8, queen to b6, e5, d4. D1, sorry, and g6. So no back rank mate today, at least for black. And b5. After b5, Galfon plays bishop to e4. Now we have this. Magnus gets in the queen. And now we have h5 and h4. Just restriction of the black pawns over there on the king side. And we have bishop to f5, rook to d5. And there's some things going on. You have the nice pawns there, pretty close to becoming pass pawns possibly in the future. But also you have some other things. You could take the pawn in the future, but I'm guessing I'm guessing Yafan wouldn't go for that really readily. Queen to c1. Okay. Queen takes. Bishop to e6. Okay, so he was trying to sack the pawn in order to go for an attack here with rook to a8. After queen to e2, though, it's like, okay. And now we have this, which is the top engine move. Okay. And, okay, obviously you want to trade. And now we just push pawns, and I don't really know what Gelfand is doing now. Queen to c3. Queen takes b7. Okay. Okay. And, yeah, I'm not really sure what's going on. Queen to f3. Yeah, so you can't take here. The bishop went there to pin, but the queen went back because, if you were to take here, you can move, okay, and there's really no more checks as far as I can see. After this, it's actually kind of difficult for black to do anything. You probably would want to kind of trade, but I'm guessing white wouldn't go for that too quickly. Let me just get back to the game. Okay. Bishop c4, queen to f3. Now queen takes f1 check. King to h2. Okay, so Gelfand is up a bishop for 2 pawns. After queen to b1, we have this, this. Bishop to d5, queen to g3, and Gelfand resigns. So, very nice game here for Magnus, I should say, rather. Yes, very nice. And let's move on to the second game. So the second game, we're going to be looking at things a little bit differently. Here we go. Game number 2, we have Levon Aronian. Actually, I should put their ratings here because I have it. So this was the Norway chess tournament that happens, I think, every year. It usually happens like in the same place, Stavanger, Norway. This was in 2017. We got Levon Aronian playing with white pieces. d4, d5, c4. Okay, so we got a queen's gambit. c6, this is the semi-Slav. It's almost just like a London system with the black pieces, but it's made to be like ultra solid stuff. Like you play this if you don't want anything crazy to happen in the opening. That's what you do. e6, e3. That's what you play if you want that. You play the semi-Slav. Also, it's a great opening. I used to play it like a lot, but then I just got bored of it because I wanted more interesting things to happen. So I just stopped playing it, and I would play like, other things. I played the Dutch for a little bit, and that was fun. I think I even made a video about that, but maybe I didn't. a6, b3, and I mean Magnus, he's going for kind of a pretty nice. Sorry, not Magnus. Levon Aronian is going for a nice little setup here with the bishop, freaking cut out, and yeah, it's looking pretty nice for him. Bishop to b4, bishop to d2. And we have this. So, castles. And now, Magnus has some options. The computer likes, after black to move, the computer really likes the knight sacking on d5, which is interesting. I guess the point is obviously, after this, well, actually, no, that wouldn't be good because you just lose a piece, so nah, probably not that. Queen to e7, bishop to c2. We kick that out, and, okay, so he gives the pawn up, and then he goes for a rook sack, and, that's when you know you're in the big leagues, when you give away the pawn like this, and then you just give away a rook. That's crazy. And now we have c5, and you just seal the queen in. b6. b4, knight to e4, knight takes, pawn takes, bishop takes, rook to b8. Now you have this. Okay, so... Oh, interesting. Okay. I'll be honest with you guys. I should have looked at this game beforehand. I did not. I always like to be surprised as much as you guys do, so I do not look at the games beforehand, and I'm glad I didn't because I got hit. It's the same as you with this little... It's a Greek gift, is what it is. And now you have this, and I mean, he's just getting kind of slaughtered here. Bishop to d7. People really... I feel like people, I don't know why, but like for some reason it feels to me that people just underestimate Levon Aronian now. I don't know. He might be. I don't even know if he's in the top 10. He might be. Sorry, I might be just really disrespectful toward him. But I mean, yeah, he was like number 2 in the world for a while, I think. And I mean, he was like very strong. I mean, he still is very strong, no doubt about it. But yeah, people, I don't know. I feel like for some reason people just seem to underestimate him, which you shouldn't, but I could be totally reading it wrong. It's just what I feel like. I don't know. Rook to c8, queen takes b6. And, I mean, he gets in there, and you have this, and he... This. Just look at the way he tears apart the position. I mean, it's crazy. Just crazy. Even though he has 4 pawns for a bishop. And Magnus resigns after 35 moves. Crazy. I mean, like, look at that. He just totally, after that rook sack, after this thing, he just went for the Greek gift thing, went here, and then after this, he just totally just, he got the rook, and then this, and actually, he made the position equal, because after he sacked the rook, right? And then he picked up a bunch of pawns for the bishop, and apparently that was totally good enough to get him the win, which is crazy. So very nice win here for him, I must say, after 35 moves. So yeah, very nice. Again, Norway Chess 2017. Norway Chess is like one of the most prestigious tournaments like out there, I think, period. Almost one of them, apart from, I guess you would say, the World Championship. I don't know. But that, and what else is out there? Maybe the World Rapid and Blitz. I think, you know, when people think of the world, or when people think of Norway Chess, they just think of the ultra elite players. You know, that's what it used. That's what it always was. That's what it always should be. It's just the ultra elite players. So, very nice second game here by both sides. I mean, Magnus played very nice. He just, I don't know. It's, you know. Again, he'd already been, at the time of this, he'd already been world champion for 4 years. So, yeah, I don't know why I said that, but I thought I should tell you guys because maybe you forgot. All right, let's go on to game number 3, and this is the game that you all have been waiting for. For the last, one of the last games, I have one game after this. For this game, I thought you can't talk about Magnus's most iconic games without bringing up possibly one of, if not the most controversial game. And this has less to do with Magnus than it does have to do with his opponent, which, of course, you know if you know anything about what happened in 2022 at the Sinkfield Cup, which is, of course, the game I'm going to be covering. We got Magnus playing with the white pieces against Hans Niemann. This is round 4, I think. Yeah, Sinkfield Cup. Again, another pretty prestigious tournament. Happens in, I think, I want to say it's somewhere in the U.S., somewhere in like this mid U.S. For some reason, I want to say like Missouri or something, but that just doesn't sound right. Anyway, here we go. Again, less to do with Magnus. I know this video kind of had to do with Magnus. Less kind of to do with him and more to do with his opponent, but again, You can't cover Magnus without covering the controversial stuff. So here we go. And then this game, I'm sure so many people have covered this game, but this is my first time covering it. Here we go. D4. And also look at Magnus's rating at this. 2861. That's like crazy. I mean, like, that's like crazy high. I mean, like, he's like 2838 or 2839 right now, but like back in 2022 he was 2861, which is crazy. D4, knight to f6, c4, and again Magnus is playing with white pieces. E6, knight to c3. So Hans goes for a Nimzo Indian with bishop to b4 and g3 castles, bishop to g2. At the highest level, it's not, I don't think it's very good to take the knight, especially when it's pinned to the king. It's better to like leave the pressure on there until white castles, I think, and then either you take it or you may even go bishop to a5, which seems kind of weird to me. But now d5 and a3. Now he does take, and b takes, d takes e4, and that was the point because now he, I guess, technically won a pawn just for a little bit. C5, and we have this. And, this game, there's many allegations that Hans cheated, and, he said himself that he had cheated when he was, 13 and both 13 and 16 in tournaments, and he had cheated in some online events, but he absolutely stated, and people believe him, that he did not cheat during this game. Um, and I believe him, at least for this game, I do. But you know, um, people say a lot of crazy things about people they don't like, and a lot of people don't like him. A lot of people do like him. I am personally one of those people who do like him. He's he said his apologies for cheating, and he had the consequences. He was banned for some time by chess.com. And I just think we should leave it at that. A lot of people hate him right now, too. I don't know why, but a lot of people don't want to kind of forget what he did. And I just think that's just very foolish, to be honest. I just think that's foolish. And yeah, I guess they give the guy a break. He made his peace. He got the consequences for what he did when he was a child. And now let's just give him a clean slate. So that's all I got to say about that. Knight c6, queen takes c4. e5, bishop to g5, h6, and instead of taking, he goes rook fd1, just threatening the queen. And this. Okay, so yeah. At first I was like, what? But then I was like, yeah, they're just, equal. And now we have this and this, and we do not have a rook trade, which would definitely benefit Hans more, I would say. A knight to d2, bishop to e6, and this. Okay. This game is crazy. This game is like crazy. I mean, what is happening? Sorry, I kind of messed that whole thing up. Let's just start from here. This game is so crazy. Wow. e4, g4. Yeah, he doesn't trade because that gets Magnus's rook in to the center. Oh no, what am I saying? Ugh, what am I saying? Hans is playing with the black pieces. I keep forgetting that. I'm sorry. Ugh, I keep forgetting. Hans is playing with the black pieces. Okay. Here we go. Hans goes knight to c4. I guess I have to remind myself because white actually looks fairly good, at least from where I'm looking, but um, you just have to remind myself of that. Also, black is up a pawn, so just have to remember that as well. a4. Now knight to d6 and rook to e7. Okay. Yes. Okay, so obviously he could not take the knight because there was mate. For example, boom, boom, mate. So you don't, oh, it's not mate, sorry. You go there. Please forget about everything that was just said in the last 5 seconds. You cannot take there, obviously, though, because there are other things. F takes e3, knight to e4. Okay, so he could have threatened some kind of discovered check, but Hans checked himself. King to g1. He didn't check himself literally. He checked Magnus before Magnus could check him. Rook to e1 check. And there was a little bit of repetition there. Not a whole lot, but not like there was a little bit, but not enough to cause a draw. Now bishop to d5. Rook to d2. Rook f7 check. And yeah. We have this. We get the rook back. And Hans is up a pawn. Check. Here you take the pawn. I'm not sure. I'm not really sure why he didn't. Okay, so I guess he thought that Hans was going to take the pawn on e3. But again, it was a choice for him. He could have chosen whichever one he wanted. e4. Bishop c8, knight to f3, bishop takes. Now we have this, and here. And Magnus resigns. Yep, being down 2 pawns, and it's pretty much hopeless. Because you just walk the pawns, you bring the knight, you are doing very well here. That was the game. That was the famous game right there. Not anything too crazy, I would say. At least for me. I don't know. Maybe you guys noticed something I didn't. Again, you guys have probably seen this more times than I have. More times than you care to admit. But I have never seen it, so... I've heard definitely people talk about it, but I've never seen it, so... that was the game right there. That was the famous game, Singfield Cup 2022, Magnus and Hans. And that was upon the completion of that game, that was when the cheating allegation started. And it was a little bit after that there was another tournament, an online tournament, that the two played against each other. And I will show you the game that they played. Sorry, I went back there. I will show you the game that they played there. Okay, this is that last game. I'm gonna just get rid of the names here because we don't really need them. But anyway, now Hans is playing with the white pieces, and Magnus is playing with the black pieces. This is the Julius Baer Generations Cup 2022. So I think just like maybe a month or two after this game, after all the cheating allegations started. Here we go. So Hans playing with white pieces. We have d4, and Magnus goes knight to f6, and after c4, Magnus resigns. So that was the game. What did you guys think about it? Yep, that's true. Magnus just resigned after 2 moves because he knew that he saw who his opponent was. Apparently he didn't see him right away, but he saw him long enough to play 1 move against him, and then he resigned. And that is the absolute just what's the word I'm looking for? Just what it looks like to, I don't know. I don't know what I'm looking for, but just, I hope you guys know what I mean. I just, he accused him, and then he wanted to send a message, I guess, that he was like, I'm not going to play him, so, I'm not going to easily play him. And this is just a total example. I mean, if you see, there's the video of them playing, and yeah, he just resigns, he turns his camera off, and he leaves. And I'm like, wow, okay. Okay, well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a 2-move game. Again, I'm not an expert in this stuff, so I'm not gonna pretend to be an expert in the whole back and forth of did Hans cheat in the Sinkfield Cup game. He said himself that he cheated when he was 13 and 16 in both online and maybe one over the board tournament, but he definitely said that he did not cheat. And I know that Chess.com came out with a report that he cheated in over 100 online games. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just saying, based on what he said, I'm just trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. And the benefit of the doubt is that he cheated 2 times when he was young and no other times in prize money tournaments. And I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt about that. So I'm going to believe him. And you can say what you want. You can comment what you want. I don't care. I'm gonna read your comments, obviously, and yeah, I just hopefully you can comment what you want. I don't care. I want to read your comments. You can share what you like. You can share your mind. I want to see what everybody thinks here, and yeah, it's a touchy subject. It's kind of a controversial subject of cheating, and obviously there are big voices like who goes out of his way to bring up certain people who might have a link to some suspicious playing activity, but we will not name names. Anyway, those are the games. I didn't want to keep yapping about this, but hope you all enjoyed the overview here. I know I did a couple of, I did just 1 win and 2 losses. I didn't mean to really do that. I wanted to get another game where he won, but alas, I was not able to. So I hope you did enjoy this, and maybe in the future I'll make more videos of Magnus's wins because there are things to be seen. And with that being said, I'll see you all in the next video. Thank you all for the support on the channel. May your mates be merry on the chessboard, and I'll see you all in the next video.